Hi there. Okay, I guess it's against good camera practice to film towards the sun, and we got motlys. It's too nice of you to not share with you. Better than a blue screen. Yeah, I'm making another video here on the winter that's coming. I want you to take this winter very serious, because it's going to be a very serious winter. And there's a lot of things you can do that you can be, and things, if you are aware of it, you can do, take the necessary steps for you to, meet most, if not all, eventualities. I think it's going to be the winter where you really cannot prepare enough, because there's always going to be something. Winters have a way of twisting our preconceptions about weather many times, I think, and what the weather is actually able to do. So what I've been okay, well, first let me try to be chronological about it. I hope it doesn't cut or do anything. Please let me finish this time. Is that okay? We are now on the 12th of October 2025. This weather is just beautiful. You can feel a little thing of winter in there, and I've seen some very high altitude cirrus clouds, heralding that King Winter is on his way. And before I left home today, I just checked the maps, and I saw like those high altitude wind bands. They come around Greenland or out in the Atlantic now, closing into Britain, which I think, I mean, we have good weather here, but I think the British Isles must have now for the last week and a half just had, wow, is it even possible to have such good weather? Yeah, if I could have gone to Britain this the week that was, I would have loved to do that. I would have loved to do that, but I've been so meshed out with things to take care of on the home front, and just really prepping for winter above all else, as well as getting all the other stuff out of the way. So I believe now that well, this weather, I would love to have a week and a half more of it, just to get all the, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna get cold just in a couple of days even, and from there it's just not this is one last hurrah for the summer, or at least it's fall. It's deep fall. It's so beautiful outside. It's I'm so glad I walked up here also. Broke into a good sweat here. What is it? A jacket and a shirt and a t-shirt. It's good fare. I don't know if you know. I know I've been talking about it before, but you layer in the winter time. You layer your clothes. You can have as many layers as you want, and you always you remove and put on according to how it feels. The most important thing is that you don't get sweaty underneath, and if you get sweaty, keep the warmth up high, because if it falls back and gets cold, it's the clothes can freeze your body, and that's going to be very serious, or stuff like that. So this is why you want to keep layering your clothes, for if you didn't know that already. It's pretty common in Norway, but good things cannot be said, emphasized enough. So which also is good underwear is the kind of mesh netting underwear that you get, that then it's more safe to sweat also, because that mesh just absorbs it and it transports it up to the layer over there again, and you don't have that freezing. It's not so hard, at least. Other things that you need to be aware of. Okay, it's gonna freeze on, and it's gonna be just very nice. You think it'll get icy here by before the snow comes in earnest? Gosh, that's a good question. I'm not gonna answer that because a temperature is hard to predict. Even though I know now that I have gotten a pretty good feel for some aspects of it. I cannot quantize it, so there's a lot of speculation I would like to have, and I will make some. I guess if I get some big epiphany, I typically will make a video about it. But yeah, so the storm, the first storm that you need to be aware of this winter, I believe it'll be around 5 major storms and 2 really, maybe 3 really severe. The good thing about it is it's going to be, well, the first one, you will start feel it, yeah, maybe around the 16th of November. And but if you don't, if you're not tuned to it, you're not gonna think so much of it, because maybe a couple of days later it's just gonna be quiet again. And then somewhere on the 22nd or 23rd of November, both the new moon is passing and Mercury is passing out of the way, and we will have a clean line with Uranus out there. So what in the way of wind with Uranus? I feel like making she blows like the wind, break like the wind. But it's a bad joke. But I just know that Jupiter is going to bring a lot of wind over in the new year. We'll just have to see what Uranus does this time. But I know whatever is coming up, it's going to be severe, because it's going to be a very, with both the Mercury and the new moon holding up the solar wind, it's just going to come in doubly. So that's going to be nasty and severe. On the top of my head, how long does it last? This is what we saw, I mean, Amy, and what was the last transition we were in? I cannot remember. No, I didn't bring my notes either. So, but it just lasted more weeks than I thought, and I would say even today, if I look at the maps, it's not so severe anymore. But there's still quite a few cyclonic storm systems out there. Forming willy-nilly, but they're just not gonna, they don't get any external power. It's just like the doldrums while it's kind of quieting down, and at the same time we will get the first feel for what's coming in from the Milky Way around this period. But nothing severe until the 22nd of November, I believe, and then there's also coming in a lot of snow from the Milky Way, or however that works. I mean, sometimes I would like to talk with some professional that have a clue about these things, so just to weigh out some ideas. As it is, this is things that comes out of my own imagination, and when it's not, I state it for the record and give credit where credit is due, because that's, I think, is the fair thing. And I've seen so many people shy away from that because I don't know, other people's problem stuff. So then from the 22nd and onward, like till around 15th of December, it's going to be just horrible weather, or a lot of snow, turbulence and whatnot. And the snow is going to build. Said in the previous video, yeah, at least 40 centimeters in many places. This is okay. Where do you think it's gonna snow this? How? Yeah, I think the Azores Island out in the Atlantic, they are like on the same longitude as Spain, I believe, and Portugal. So it's pretty far south, but I feel very strongly they're gonna experience snow. I think southern Spain is gonna be snow-free, but like the other 2/3 of the country, to give you an indication, is gonna experience snow, and in high altitude, noticeable amounts of it. Though it's not going to be as severe there as here, but it's going to feel more severe because they're not used to winter and those kinds of conditions. So ostensibly they don't have the. Though they are competent people, they just. But I give you a heads up if you are in Spain and you want to know something about the winter. Here is something you need to be aware of. So. You're just gonna get better off. Even Sahara is gonna, and North Africa on the higher altitude is gonna experience more snow than normal. Greece, northern Greece, of course the Balkans, Italy down to. Does it ever snow in Rome? I think so. That's more than a vague possibility this winter. Talking about Italy, Vesuvius is likely gonna erupt. If you live around there, those places, if you live around a volcano, with these transits, if you have a good excuse to go to somewhere where it's not so volcanic, why not? Why not do something else than live under a volcano for a season? Especially as it can be troubled. Same goes for Iceland. But I am not a volcano specialist. I'm not gonna make out to be. But a hunch. If I've been around those places, this is a winter I would be happy to just take holidays somewhere else. So yeah, the snow is gonna build up until northern India, and Nepal, of course. Those are very high, but it's very far south, so it's not. But they're gonna feel ever so slightly, but it gives you an idea. In Europe, like a place where I don't think it's going to be so much snow, for instance, is the area from Bretagne down to Baskerland. I think that's an inland from there. I have a feeling that there's going to be like a strip where it's going to be pretty dry and I don't know, overall maybe pretty smooth winter even. I don't know, but I suspect that's like a place where I have a feel there's not going to be so much snow. In the States, down to like Georgia, not as far as South Carolina, Kentucky for sure, Kansas, high altitude, los Altiplanos, Arizona, northern New Mexico. But also in the States are going to be tracts of land that's not going to have so much snow. But for that, I think you are actually better advised to look at some of the more commercial meteorologists that look at trends and stuff like that. At least I think it's very encouraging to see other meteorologists also step up to the plate and deliver half a year forecast. I don't think they've done that before, so I wonder, did I start a trend? That's so disgusting. I, of course, am very inspired by Professor James McCanney. That's where I first got the idea of, because he would used to announce planetary passings in his New Year's shows, and I took notes and made me look more at the sky, and it took some years to really get into it. But at that time you didn't have all the now with the various weather apps, it's so now I can look at the whole world weather. Then it's easier to show the effects of what the planets do and the Milky Way. Just looking at the narrow section, and all weather doesn't happen everywhere all of the time of the extreme stuff. It's usually just in certain places, but sometimes those storms expand, and that is because of the energetic input we get from both the planets and the Milky Way and the comets when they are around. And we are going to have two cometary encounters this winter, so that's just another spanner in the works. How do you prepare for things like that? Just prepare what you prepare extra well this winter. You don't take any chances with this winter. Mind you, because I have a couple of friends that have a dodgy old camping one. They were figuring to head down to Europe and spend the winter there. Sounds pretty risky, I think. But I told my friend what I've been thinking, because people travel, people have different things they need to do, and it's good to get going before at least the 22nd of November. That's if you have to go, and this is going to be a winter also because transport is going to be very difficult. So with a plan like that, you're just going to stay. It's places that normally would have a lot of winter tourists might not be, because of the winter, they not be able to travel or whatever. Those who manage to travel are maybe gonna be able to reap some real nice benefits just by doing something pretty I don't know, out there or difficult, and maybe also because the places they're going, it's not going to have the same pressure as normal, so you get a better chance to talk and get to know people and places. So that's the optic of all these extremities. So I'm not scaring your socks off from leaving the house. That's not the intention at all. But for many people, it's going to be a difficult winter, and it's going to be a winter with, I believe, many cases deadly outcomes. That's a sad, unfortunate fact of life. Avalanches, the earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. What more do you need? I talked about Jupiter. Snow is building up from 22nd of November until the 15th of December. But that time, like where I am now, here I believe it would be over maybe over a meter. I said in the previous, you have 40 centimeter up to a meter. Get higher up, 2 meters easily. Some places 3-4 meters, 5 meters. You get the idea. It's a lot. And what you need to be aware. Okay, so times to travel from the 15th of December until like the 4th of January, 5th maybe even. Those are smoother times for getting around, and that's a good thing because that's the high season for travel. It's Christmas and New Year, so I don't think there's going to be any major complications coming. Not because of the weather as such this year, which is a good thing. But it's not going to be entirely tame just because it's less harsh. I'm just gonna have to use this word. It needs to get into your head. It's gonna be a tough winter. One thing I'm gonna do at home, I'm doing a lot of preparations. I've been cutting down hedges that are just, I know when I want to mow snow out of the way, I don't want to navigate around it. I just mow it down so I can just push it, the snows over. Like if you have a balcony with an old rickety fence, just tear it off. You're not going to be out spending time on the veranda in the winter time other than for mowing snow, and then fence is just going to be a nuisance, and you can put up a new and fresh fence next summer, right? Things like that. I've been telling also people at Nauseum that from where if you have a tractor or how you get rid, if you use lorries, some in cities they transport snow out of the city, and they typically find a dump, which is good. I'm thinking here in Norway, for instance, there's so many thoughts at once. You just have to hang on. First of all, you need to make room. You push where you have your tip. You push it 3 times as far out as you would normally do, so you have enough space to mow, stash the snow away. Later in the winter, come February and March. That's the one thing. Here in Norway, we have all this. Like over there. Can have if the road went like this, then the whole little gulch there would be okay. This is a good place to if you can keep the road clean, you can put it all in the hole, and then you can have almost unlimited supplies of snow before it fills up. I also I must remember to talk about pykrete. Pykrete is a creative assignment for you this winter if you're so inclined and you have a lot of sawdust and other kind of dusty debris. Pykrete is the mixture of snow or ice with sawdust. It's 17% water to, no, 17% sawdust to 83% water, and you freeze it. That's the factory recipe, but out in the field you don't have to be so precise with measuring. What you do with your tractor, or you can do this by hand, just carrying. I'm gonna do that. I believe I have some sawdust and stuff like that. if I want to make a bridge or a way out and I need lots of snow, each time I'm out, when I'm done, I'm gonna just put on a layer of sawdust, let it snow, and I go and and I believe then when the spring comes around, I will have a lot of structures, road structures maybe, around home to otherwise difficult to reach places, stuff like that. No doubt I will be making some videos there, and for instance, if you're a big I saw some people were cutting down some fallen over trees from Amy. You want to because the snow in the storm in January with Jupiter is absolutely, I believe, hands down, is going to be the most severe of them all. If you have some trees that you feel really are looming over your house, and you just I have a big old spruce. I would like to take the top of it so it doesn't catch into the wind. The lower part of it is okay, but the one that is up there in the middle, even if it's very solid, this is like a winter I'm really thinking if I can get up there, I think I should cut the top off. Good thing about taking the top of spruces and ferns and such, this is something that I used to do, was much more known in days of old. When oldest kid was coming of age or what have you, typically they would go out in the forest and they would select some of the best ferns and climb up on the top and cut it off. So those trees would be standing until that kid wanted to get married. Then they would cut down those trees, and that would be the building material for the future house. And because the trees could, when standing, all that severe sap in the tree, it gets very solid trees, very immune to barkbill and things that is the best trees you want to have. And actually, it's strange it's not more prevalent or known about today, with so much professional wood lodging companies. If they want to have some really fine premium building materials, that is what they should do in areas of the forest. So there, if you are a big forest owner, there you got a big tip. I think there's a lot of good tips I give you people. You make friends with your shovel this winter, or your snow cleaning equipment. Think of it like you're going into the Vietnam War of winters. that's we're all gonna have some 1,000 yards there towards the spring, I think. And mind you, in late April there's gonna come another when we also need to talk about the melt of that's also a factor. But let me talk a little bit about this April snowfall, because that's going to be, while the rest of the winter is going to be dry, solid white snow, that's going to pack significantly and be very deep and very heavy. It's going to contain a lot of water in it, though it comes down as ice. the April storm is going to be very wet snow, and you can look at anything up to 40 to 70 centimeters coming down in in about for about a week. So that's just gonna make some throw some spanners in the works, I'm sure. I'm giving you an early heads up on it here now, because this should not come as a surprise when it comes. Though I'm no doubt the TV weather people are going to be very surprised, because they don't look at the factors that creates the weather. So another thing also about the Jupiter passage on that's gonna launch out in fury on around the 10th or so of January, is those high altitude rhrpugh waves can suddenly turn into what is called Spanish plume, when warm air from the Mediterranean mixes with cold air up here on north. The rhrpugh wave is like donut ring wind bands that are due to our rotation. But when we have a planetary encounter, they go from being relatively stable to exaggerating because of the energy input they get. And from there you're going to get the rhrpugh waves here and there will likely turn into Spanish plumes that going to cause a lot of, in addition to the blizzard you're already in, it's going to add on some thunder and lightning for good measure. I also think since in this heavy snowdrift, which is why you don't see so much of the thunder and lightning in the winter, is because it's the air is too packed with moisture for it really to get to the ground. Doesn't get a clear avenue via the vertical electrical fields down from the ionosphere. Is that where it cannot do that, I believe there's going to be a lot of elves and sprites occurring in the high altitude area. The energy has to dissipate somewhere, and I think that's going to be I think it's going to cause elves and sprites activity for those who like to study atmospheric lightning. That's, if you never heard about these terms, that's something you should check out. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. No, I haven't seen that with my own eyes, and granted the conditions this winter when we have that kind of weather is not going to be favorable for doing that unless you have professional equipment and in a professional setting, I believe. I don't think that's something Junior can do out on the porch, but maybe. Maybe it's possible, if it's possible. So yeah, the rhrpugh waves turning into Spanish plumes, severe thunder and lightning activity, very possible in where those phenomena occur. Are we done with the major points now? How much have we got? Half an hour? 4 minutes? Is there anything else to add? Said we have gonna have an encounter with 3i Atlas. I didn't bring the notes, so what date? It was out in February. And also later Wachman, but that's I think that's going to be a pretty weak. But the one with the 3i Atlas, that caught me also somewhat by surprise. I didn't think. So I'm gonna look into it, and there now I have something else to look into. But I wanted to get all this winter prep talk out of the way. I did say expect electricity to be gone for days, maybe weeks, in if you're in some areas. We need also to talk a bit more about getting the snow out of the way to keep the roads open. That's here we go. Yeah, there. Here, this is crucial. For the road cleaning crews, I say you need to put the snow 3 times as far out as you normally would do. You cannot do that with the snow cleaning like it is today. So typically what happens is they build up this big... you're driving in a ditch basically, and you need this. This is gonna be the thing you need. Infrastructural crews. Shout out to you. Be aware. You can experiment with pykrete early in the season. What I suggest is when you have the first snow, go back afterwards and spray a sprinkling of sawdust on it. When the next come, more sawdust, and so on until you get a little ridge on the out of the way. Then, with the appropriate equipment, maybe a snøbrøytebil, snow mowing vehicle that has some skråfjellsarm, has bigger wheels on the side out in the ditch, so it can remain vertical, and you make the road wider. This is not for driving though. It is for it's not for traffic is on the road, but for the you can make it. You need to play around with this. Have some fun with it. I think that would be. Then you can like make another avenue for the road, where you just put all the snow out and you have plenty of space where you can. So you. Otherwise, we can just. No, there we have. Yeah, we can build the snow tunnels with all the. You can, but have fun with pykrete. Check it out on the net what it actually is, what I'm talking about, and thing is, pykrete is melting so much slower also. So if you have a significant structure, you might get it to last you all the way through summer into next winter. And yeah, here is a thought. If you're among the people that are worried about glaciers melting, because we are coming out of an ice age, which is normal, you can make your own private glacier. Just add some sawdust. If I had hectares of land out on high and some equipment, I think I would have just done it just for fun. Can it actually be done to build a glacier? While we're on this creative topic and building roads with pykrete, you could make ice roads. Mind you, it's not because it's so much sawdust in it, it's not slippery ice. It's pretty. You're gonna have a decent traction on it. You can make roads over glaciers. You can make roads over difficult terrain and such like. I think it is snow. You're gonna have to get out of the way. In any case, you are gonna expend the energy for removing it. But you can, yeah, we're talking about the snow melt now. So say if you have a valley where you are dumping all the snow, maybe you make an outer road that is built on with picrete, and you keep all the melt snow in, and you have an artificial dam, low budget dam there where you can keep the melt water, and you can portion it out to the bigger lakes and rivers. As needed almost. So because this is going to be a very big problem when spring comes around. Is all the snow melt here in Norway and other places it's gonna flood, and all that fresh water is just gonna go. If we don't catch it, it's just gonna go right out into the sea without. It's. I know we can complain about expensive electricity, and I know the power companies. They're so geared to. I cannot. I don't know what is with these people that are just living for money, that they stop thinking with their brains, and they become very destructive. It's fascinating, and it's here in Norway. This is also one while I'm on a soapbox here, and I won't get too political. I'm very happy with the previous weather forecast. I didn't put no torches. But here, the law in Norway is called loven om pristiltak, and it clearly states that if any entity decides to put exorbitant prices on a product, and the king, not the government, not the council or anything, the king has the right to live up to his motto, all for Norway. He can say, you power companies, you are criminal, you are thieves, you are feasting on people's bad fortune, or they have the electricity is not a commodity. It's in the 21st century it should be considered a human right. I know in Nepal they do. Bhutan, where Norwegian Statkraft helped build the infrastructure for hydroelectric. The Bhutanese government, geared towards happiness for the people, are guaranteeing every household an allotted amount of electricity they have a right to use each year. Oi, that how could not Statkraft take that genius idea with them back when they came to Norway? Instead, without any no real extra demand for electricity, they just started pumping the prices a few years ago, and the government, in their infinite wisdom, they say, oh yeah, the electricity companies want hostage money. We give them what they want. So they pushed out a lot of money into the market that really did a number on the Norwegian krone to this day. And try as I might, I talked with people in the banking industry, economists. They all knew that this is. Yeah, can you take it up further? No, I can't. Why? No, I like to have a peaceful cup of coffee when we're having lunch. We don't talk about anything important. Sad people. Fucking sad people. I'm sorry for but you don't care. The good thing is I am not a father. If I had been I would, if I had kids, I would not be so lackadaisical about their future. Just because you think you are in the finance industry, no, you're just gonna get hit harder because of your because you're just sitting there and let people suffer while you're keeping your mouth shut. That's never a good idea. It's often bad idea to talk up. Also, you who watch my videos about the hard years can understand that I have some experience with voicing my opinion and getting just cut down for it for no apparent reason. Until present day, they still don't want to talk with me. So it's not that I want to be a cynic or that I don't want to. I'm not an anarchist. I believe in law and order, but these people are just feel like they are above the law, and they don't have to do anything. That decency is out the window. Okay, well, I'm not going to go with that there. Just good to get it off the chest. More snow cleaning, more snow. I'm seeing here in Norway is very good. The roads are now more and more of the last few years. They have cleaned out a lot of forest brush that's grown just on the side of the road. So there's some good clearing out to the wilds. That's continue that. But trees in certain places that are wind prone, trust me, you don't want to have the clear big areas in the middle of the winter. You just don't want to do that this winter. Yeah, we usually we're gonna go out and cut down trees this winter also. It is the time where farmers typically go out in the forest, make ready for next winter. It's just going to be much harder to get around. Of course, extra blankets in your car. Just have like a 5 liter of water in the back of it, and what more? You want to have grip chains for your tires also placed in your car, and all the other things that goes with winter, and that in case you are stuck, you can wait it out and come out of it good, hopefully. So I think that's I think I got all the major moments out of the way here now. See, I'm close 48 minutes here. So it's been a lot. I hope you find this useful. I hope my advice will carry you through this winter. It's meant for your edification. So have enough firewood and have enough food stacked. It's just I feel it in my bones. It's gonna be this winter is gonna be a mess. That's I think I've said that a few times already, right? So we'll just see, and of course I keep you posted, and for sure new mixes. Before I was more, it would be so nice to be booked and do some DJing. Now it's like it's no point if people aren't interested anyway. That's but I like the music. Okay, I'll leave with you with that, and see you in the next one. Cheers.